Good afternoon. A pleasure to have your company this lovely afternoon. My name is Sandra Kahonde, welcoming you on board for this newscast, coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue, and starting off with activities as far as this day is concerned. President Museveni, along with other African leaders who are members of the African Peace Initiative on the conflict in Ukraine, have held a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in St. Petersburg. The meeting took place during the two-day Russia-Africa Forum attended by the African leaders. During the meeting, President Putin briefed the African leaders on the genesis of the conflict in Ukraine and all the steps Russia has taken to peacefully end it. He stated that Ukraine and its allies have made peaceful resolution impossible as they intended to establish military bases on Ukrainian territory to destabilize and undermine Russia's integrity and sovereignty. Russia could not accept this. President Putin informed the African leaders that while they criticized coup perpetrators in Africa, Western countries facilitated a coup in Ukraine, which triggered the current crisis. He emphasized that Russia has not violated the United Nations Charter, but the coup perpetrators in Ukraine have, just as they did in Iraq, Libya, Sudan, Syria, and other countries. He pointed out that the UN Charter is selectively applied when targeting specific nations. President Putin assured the African leaders that Russia has always sought a peaceful settlement of the conflict in Ukraine. However, the Ukrainian leadership, influenced by their Western backers, consistently goes against the arguments they make. Representing the African Peace Committee, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa stated that the African continent advocates for a peaceful resolution of the conflict for the sake of humanity. He acknowledged that the conflict has directly affected Africa, leading to shortages of fertilizers and grains in some countries. He appealed to both Ukrainian and Russian leaders to embrace peace and negotiations while adhering to the provisions of the United Nations Charter. Now, in other updates, still to do with the head of state, President Museveni is set to launch the Uganda Connect Trade Hub in Belgrade, Serbia's capital, as a key part of Uganda's strategy to strengthen her presence in the Balkans region. Trade delegations from Uganda have already arrived in Serbia ahead of the official launch this Sunday. Brenda Upas Katarikawa, an executive member of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development, who are spearheading this initiative, shared her insights with the UBC team. Here's what she had to say.
Southeastern Europe. On our target for 2027 to grow exports by $6 billion extra revenue, we have, as per said, set out to strengthen our export drive into different markets. So today we are in Serbia and we have a business delegation of about 50 business companies from Uganda who are here to be able to launch the Uganda Trade Hub. The Uganda Trade Hub is the key pathway. It is the basis or the ground that we are going to use in Serbia to open for our products and services into the Southeastern Europe. Apart from launching the Trade Hub, we shall have a number of ministers from Uganda who will be here to sign MOUs, Memorandums of Understanding, to strengthen our bilateral and trade relationship with Uganda and Serbia. We are also looking forward to a number of deals, and we know that our business people will be able to sign good business deals and letters of intent to ensure that we have business flowing through Uganda and Serbia. We are here also to promote the 13 products that PASAID has set out to promote to ensure growth in exports.
In other updates, the recently announced government blackout by private media houses in Uganda has collapsed as the framers of the move accepted to take the path of dialogue other than blackmail and sabotage. This has been announced in the memo dated 28th July 2023.
Some of the very people who are saying we are not covering are actually in Parliament, covering Parliament.
The decision to give Uganda Broadcasting Corporation UBC and Vision Group government advertisements has stirred public debate.
The respect we give the private broadcasters should be the same respect we give to UBC.
Those opposed to the move have rushed to seek for public sympathy to the extent of dragging Parliament into the matter.
The second petition was from the National Association of Broadcasters regarding the government policy on business to private media houses, where all the work, all the adverts are supposed to only be given to one media house.
Days after the private media owners had indicated a nationwide non-coverage of government-sponsored events, the Broadcasters Association has now opted for dialogue. On Wednesday, 26th July 2023 interview with Dr. Patricia Litho, the board member for Vision Group downplayed the inabilities in the National Association of Broadcasters' accusations that the national broadcaster lacks professionalism.
If you're saying private media is more objective, it's more pluralistic, personally, I think it depends on which side of the coin is. If I'm in opposition, of course that will work for me. But if opposition became government, you'd see the change of ballgame. So it depends on which side you're on. So for me, that is not how to look at it.
For political players like retired Major General Mugisha Muntu, UBC should be supported.
Because UBC has got many professional journalists. I believe there are many Ugandans who can manage an outfit like this. And because of the history and the foundation that it already has, it can become a key actor in the dissemination of information, but also in raising the consciousness of the country.
Muntu notes that an independent-minded government media should thrive beyond everyone's expectation.
In my own estimation as a citizen of this country, UBC being a government parastatal, I think the best thing that could happen for UBC is to leave it the space. First get professionals who can run it, then fund it adequately, and let them to build it, to build the credibility, and also to become profitable so that it can run on its own, So government should not interfere with it.
However, Muntu also asserts that much as UBC needs funding, its internal management is crucial.
The management is the most critical thing. Government should stay out. It doesn't matter which government. Let the professionals run it. If that happens, UBC would survive on its own.
The call of strike by National Association of Broadcasters NAB testifies to the fact that in the first case, there was no need for the ban.
I don't know hardly how many days have passed or hours. They need the content. Just look at the basic principles of news. What makes news? It starts with the what, the who, The who's are in government, the president is in government, the ministers are in government. When you look at the content, when you look at the bilateral arrangements happening, funding infrastructure, the big news, the oil craze in Uganda, it is government. So you need government, you have to work with government.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
In other news, the Managing Director of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Winston Agaba, has expressed gratitude to the President for a directive that mandates all government institutions to advertise with the corporation. This message was echoed by the Director of Finance, Peter Kagwa, who addressed a criticism from private media houses highlighting UBC's diverse coverage and national mandate.
My friend from Star TV had put me.
The Managing Director, Winston Agaba, has thanked President Yoweri Museveni for recognizing the corporation's potential. This was contained in a message delivered for him by the Director of Finance and Administration, Peter Kagwa, during the training of PDM Trainers Program at Uganda Broadcasting Corporation.
To thank His Excellency the President of Uganda for the directive that he made towards resourcing the national broadcaster for Uganda. Our problem as UBC is funding, not resource gap capacity. If not so, we have the most well-educated, skilled, knowledgeable, and demonstrable staff.
The training attracted Uganda Broadcasting Corporation staff from its 11 radio stations and 4 television stations. The Director of Finance, UBC, Peter Kagwa, emphasized the importance of using indigenous languages to effectively communicate vital information to the people.
Should stop comparing themselves to us. We are a national broadcaster. We are too big. They compare themselves to us. But even all the stations that are up country are not situated there, are not put there because of commercial purposes.
UBC's mandate is to educate, inform and entertain citizens in 27 languages, making it better placed to deliver understandable information to the grassroots. He emphasized that UBC plays a vital role in educating, informing and entertaining the nation.
Once the PDM was commissioned, our staff immediately, according to our mandate, started educating the masses about the guidelines of PDM.
The PDM Secretariat and UBC have been diligently working to educate and engage the masses about the program's guidelines.
UBC has the biggest network in the country and it interacts with many people, and therefore it is so key that they should be the people we should be dealing with, because they will help us in not only mobilizing but also sensitizing the population about the PDM.
Programs Manager at UBC, Doreen Ndezi, assured that the corporation has archival materials and training initiatives to ensure the success of the PDM in transforming the lives of Ugandans.
We've covered the practicals, we've done digital issues, we've now learned more about PDM, we've learned how to archive, though we did partial because of time and resources, but we know we shall keep. These are building blocks.
The PDM program aims to transition households from subsistence to enterprise groups, providing training and access to credit through the revolving fund. Despite initial skepticism, the initiative has garnered overwhelming excitement and support from the public. The training of trainers at UBC has concluded, and the nation remains hopeful for the success of the parish development model in uplifting communities across Uganda. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Parish development model SACCO chairpersons in Kibuku district have been implicated for allegedly asking bribes from the beneficiaries to qualify for PDM loans. Luatama Sub-County Chairperson Hazalia Kato says some of the beneficiaries have been forced to pay a fee between 100,000 shillings up until 150,000 shillings. Katom made this revelation at the local community accountability meeting dubbed Baraza, held by the Office of the Prime Minister in Luatama Sub-County, Kiboko District.
Parish Development Model Circle leaders in Kiboko District have been grilled for taking bribes for the beneficiaries to be considered for PDM loans.
In Luatama Sub-County, out of the 4 parishes, I've identified Luatama Parish to be a corrupt parish, whereby people have been paying 60 to 50,000 before one can be considered. In other parishes like Kiriolo, the citizens are complaining that they are charging them 100 to 150, which is not good.
The vice has forced some of the beneficiaries to sell off their property to raise the required amount of money to qualify for PDM loans.
Others are selling goats, others are trying to hire their land to say that at least they can get 100 or 150 or 60 in order to access the parish model.
In the crackdown of the suspected corrupt circle leaders, over 1.4 million shillings was recovered in Kakebo Sub-County and reimbursed to the owners.
I sent my colleague, a commercial officer, and people actually recovered that money and gave them those who had paid.
Some of the circle leaders that we talked to threatened to throw in the towel after citing the hiccups in the project facilitation.
Ndi mwetefutefu kubanga sina kyenfuna mu programu eyo nga chairperson kujjako okufulumya okukwata mu nsawo yange transport n'ebirala byonna facilitation yonna baba kuyise ku district obawa tewali wadde kyakulya tewadde kiki ebyo byonna bikwata kunze ndinga akola obulungi bw'ensi.
Minister of State for Bunyoro Affairs Jennifer Namuyangu advised the circle leaders in Kiboko District and the country at large to be patient, saying government has bigger plans for them.
We have again shared in the cabinet under the guidance of His Excellency the President that the circle leaders, there is going to be arrangement to find some facilitation for them, just like government is again planning to give 100,000 to each parish chief to find accommodation and be facilitated to reside within their parishes, in addition to being given a bicycle.
This was among the pertinent issues discussed at the local community accountability meeting dubbed Baraza, held by the Office of the Prime Minister in Kiboko District. Sudat Kaye and Okou Joseph, UBC News.
The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, has asked for special care and mentorship for the boy child in order to produce responsible citizens. He was speaking to the Rotary Club of Kampala, Sese Islands, under the campaign of addressing challenges of the boy child encounters in holy matrimony.
Put on the flag, but this is in your bedroom as a souvenir. This is also our thing time for the year.
The church and the nation have focused on educating and empowering the girl child with more attention towards reducing teen pregnancy, early pregnancies and preventing gender-based violence. Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Kazimba Mugalu, however, decries on the neglect of the boy children, which has resulted in a huge number of ill-mannered husbands.
The girl child has been extremely empowered to an expense of a boy child, a leader. And now boys are becoming so weak everywhere. When I visit churches, I find out that 80% of the choir members, they are women and girls.
He called upon boys and men to respect girls and women and treat them not only as sisters but as mothers. Mugalu has encouraged children to begin working on their dreams at a young age and look out for the right connections that will help them achieve their dreams.
Let me tell you this, women, these boys love you so much. If we are to make any impact in these boys, it should be you women. Talk to them. You can talk to your boys, mwana wange, omusajja takola bwatyo.
The district governor of District 9 Kampala, Edward Subuga Kakembo, however, appeals to the women to take up their responsibilities in molding an upright boy child.
We need them in this country. They are the biggest manpower for this country, Uganda. I have challenges the mothers. The mothers, they pay too much attention on they pay too much attention on the girls at the expense of the boys. They will tell their daughters to wake up at 6, to go and wash dishes, to go and mop, to go and peel while the boys are sleeping. When the boys wake up, they just they go for breakfast. After having breakfast, they go to watch TV or PlayStation. So when I'm asking mothers, why do you pay too much attention on the girls at the expense of the boys? They tell me, we are preparing them for marriage. My question is, mothers, those who are listening to me, who is going to marry your girls?
The president of the Rotary Club Kampala Sese Islands, Irene Nabuyunga, mentions the activities the club is taking on to have the boy child catered for in terms of mindset change, among others.
Find that these boys do not even bathe, so the girls somehow feel distanced from the boys. You do not teach your boy how to even prepare a cup of tea because you expect their sisters will be the ones to take care of them. So let us create an equal opportunity environment in our homes.
Justin Nakami, UBC News.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too. Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Ireland have qualified for the Women's World Cup for the very first time.
It's unbelievable.
What a summer to look forward to.
Big girl energy straight out the gate. When I'm up with my boots, yeah, I come out the place. And the sun coming up, blue day. On someone long, gonna kill it. Replay it. Sydney, Auckland, making waves with my girls down under. Fit it out, get to talk with my colors. We gon' be the best in it, I'm certain. Straight to defeat, fast as lightning, sound like thunder. Sound the war round, shut the show down. Understanding, couldn't slow down. Wanna hold on. Sound the war round, shut the show down.
to silver.
UBC lunchtime news now to business. Over 27,000 concrete sleepers out of the 47,000 required for the rehabilitation of the Mukono-Kampala railway line has been manufactured. The concrete sleepers will be used to refurbish the aging railway line, in addition to combating vandalism of the rail infrastructure.
Imethia Construction, a Spanish company contracted to refurbish the Mukono-Kampala railway line, has exceeded the halfway mark of the railway sleepers production and is ready to start the rehabilitation works of the 27 kilometers railway line. The entire project requires 47,000 concrete sleepers.
27,000 we have right now between the stocking in this area and the panel assembly in both sides. We produce 280 sleepers every day. We are the capacity to increase till 500, 600 sleepers per day. Our actual project consists in manufacture 47,000 sleepers.
Concrete sleepers are not a new phenomenon. The technology has been around over a century, and because of their low cost, high durability, ease in construction and maintenance, the technology is being adopted locally.
The wooden sleeper, the life of a wooden sleeper, especially in this weather that is a lot of raining, is 5 years. Okay. And the concrete sleeper, the minimum life of a concrete sleeper is 60 years. Means at the end is cheaper and they don't crack.
Besides enhancing local content in the production value chain,
all the workers, they've only got their technicians and all the workers in Lugazi factory, 98% are Ugandans. Young fellows, recently qualified from technical schools and universities, they are the ones running the machines.
Imethia Construction is also deploying new and advanced technology to curb vandalism of the railway line. The rehabilitation works of the Mukono to Kampala railway line will cost 19 million euros, which is approximately Uganda shillings 76 billion. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Well, more news and updates will be coming your later on at Tabli News hours of the day. Keep watching the National Broadcaster. It's been a pleasure spending time with you. Thank you for making time to join us for this newscast. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Greetings from the team behind the scene. God bless you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Introducing the